Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are here, as always, to take that stack of sources you provided. We've got everything from leaked reports, spy shots, some really intense forum discussions, and just to distill it all down for you.
And our mission today is very focused. We are diving headfirst into BMW's next major electric vehicle, the iX4.
Right, and this isn't just another car dropping into the luxury EV market. Our sources are making it very clear this is a stress test for the German giant.
It really is. I mean, BMW is attempting a full reset with this whole new class architecture. And the iX4, which is codenamed NA7, it's one of the spearheads of that entire strategy.
So it's confronting the benchmarks head-on.
Right.
Tesla's long-held dominance in efficiency and charging.
Exactly. And that's why some sources are calling this potentially, and I quote, the most important BMW in decades.
That is a staggering claim. A huge bet on a coupe SUV of all things. Okay, so let's unpack this. The iX4 completely replaces the old combustion-powered X4. It's built only on the new electric platform.
100.
This deep dive is really for you, the learner, to quickly get why the iX4 holds that kind of prestige and, what specific features BMW is banking on to make it a real competitor.
Yeah, and the commitment is total. There's no more internal combustion version of the X4. The iX4 is BMW's first all-electric sports activity coupe, or SAC, which immediately tells you they're prioritizing that aggressive athletic style over, say, sheer utility.
Just like the original X4 did.
Precisely.
Let's start with that positioning then. The iX4 is going to sit right alongside the new electric iX3, the NA5, but it's clearly meant to be the stylish sibling.
The sporty one, yeah. It leverages all that cutting-edge tech from the iX3, but its job in the market is to capture that style-conscious buyer who still wants performance and flair.
So with the combustion X4 on its way out, this becomes the one and only successor.
That's it. And we're hearing production is rumored to start around November 2026 at that new plant in Debrecen, Hungary.
Okay, but if you're going to stake a claim as the most important BMW, you have to face the market. And our sources just keep pointing to one competitor. It seems like the iX4 is taking direct, aggressive aim at the king of the segment, the Tesla Model Y.
Absolutely. The Model Y is still the champion, in global sales efficiency benchmarks. But this is where the discussion in the sources gets really nuanced.
How so?
Well, BMW isn't just trying to beat Tesla on price. They're trying to use the iX4 to prove that premium heritage and next-gen tech can actually redefine the ceiling for the whole segment.
And this is where it gets really interesting because the forum sentiment we saw is just completely polarized on this.
Oh, absolutely.
You have some sources claiming the Model Y isn't even a relevant competitor anymore. They talk about declining brand reputation, interior quality. I think one user called the brand reputation a dumpster fire.
Right, and that reflects that traditional luxury buyer, the one who really values materials and heritage. But the Model Y's dominance is built on, hard facts, technical and economic facts.
So what's the counter-argument?
The counter-argument, which is backed by sales data, is that Tesla still sets this incredibly high bar on the fundamentals, the EV metrics that matter, real-world performance, the supercharger network, usable range, and just overall cost efficiency.
So BMW can't just rely on the badge. They have to beat the Model Y where it actually counts.
Exactly.
So I have to ask the critical question here. If the iX4 is going to land at around, say, $60,000, how does BMW justify that premium over a Model Y?
That's the crux of it. That is the stress test. They have to deliver a user experience that is just fundamentally better. Leveraging these next-gen batteries, the dedicated platform, it's about delivering benefits that Tesla's current architecture just can't match.
Meaning charging speed.
Charging speed, repeatable performance, ride dynamics. It's about aiming not just for the luxury buyer, but for that performance tech buyer who is willing to pay more for a genuine technical advancement.
Okay, shifting gears to appearance. The most immediate thing you notice with the iX4 is that design. Based on the spy shots, our sources confirm it's way more aggressive and rakish than the old X4.
It's pure no-class design language. Up front, you've got those really slim headlights and a narrow vertical kidney grille.
And the vertical grille is a deliberate choice, isn't it?
Oh, it's very deliberate. It's a callback to BMW's 1970s heritage. It's this interesting mix of retro design on a hyper-modern electric platform, kind of using history to signal the future.
But the real transformation, the thing that screams coupe, happens from the B-pillars back.
That's where it really separates itself from the iX3. You've got this dramatically arched roofline that just sweeps down into a fastback tail. The whole glass area, the greenhouse is shrunken down. It gives it this very aggressive, hunkered down look.
Are there any specific new design elements beyond just the overall shape?
There is one really intriguing detail the leakers confirmed. There's a brand new horizontal cutout built into the tailgate spoiler.
Cutout. What for?
The analysis suggests this is where they'll house the third brake light. They're moving it from the top of the windshield. It's a very clean, minimalist choice that keeps that rear glass looking totally uninterrupted.
But this brings us to the classic trade-off of any coupe SUV. As one source put it, you can't have them all. That sloping roofline is going to hit rear headroom and cargo space.
It's the reality of the SAC form. Buyers know that going in. You're going to have compromises in rear visibility and comfort for taller passengers in the back. The iX4 is a little bit longer than the iX3, around 188 inches, which helps the look, but it doesn't fix the headroom.
So you're paying a premium for a car that is, by design, less practical than its sibling.
Yes. And that puts a ton of pressure on the technical performance to justify that choice.
Which brings us perfectly to the core of this thing, the Neue Klasse platform itself. This is where BMW is making its biggest competitive leap.
This is the data that really matters. The iX4 shares its core with the iX3. We're looking at a big battery, probably around 108 kilowatt hours. But the revolutionary part is the 800-volt electrical architecture.
We hear 800-volt all the time now. Why is that so important for the driver?
It's all about speed and thermal management. By using 800 volts, the system can handle way more power without overheating. This allows for DC fast charging speeds of up to 400 kilowatts.
400 kilowatts. Put that in perspective for us.
Okay, so under ideal conditions, a 10 to 80% charge could take about 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. It just fundamentally changes the mental math of a long road trip. It gets charging much closer to a quick fuel stop. And if they can deliver that consistently, it's a huge advantage over rivals still stuck on 400-volt systems.
But wait a minute. That relies on finding a compatible charger, right? Those aren't on every corner.
That's a fair challenge. The sources are focused on the car's capability, which is step one. But BMW is part of ventures like Ionity, and the infrastructure is expanding quickly. The point is, the car is future-proofed for the next generation of chargers.
Okay, let's talk range. The iX3 already claims an impressive 805 kilometers, which is about 500 miles, on the WLTP cycle.
Right, and what's interesting is the iX4 might actually beat that because of that rakish aerodynamic shape. Its drag coefficient should be lower than the iX3's 0.24, so that extra slimmeriness, combined with their new battery cells, means it might just edge past that 500-plus mile claim.
So the design sacrifice for style actually pays off in range. That's a neat twist. What about power at launch?
The first one will likely be the 50X drive version, dual motors, around 470 horsepower, so it's very potent right out of the gate.
Yeah, more to come.
Oh yeah. Rear-wheel drive versions will come later for the more efficiency-minded buyer. And then the M division gets involved. An M Performance iX4 and M Lite is slated for March 2027, and then a full-blown X4M later on.
Moving inside, the iX4 is expected to mirror the iX3's interior, which is a radical departure. This is going to shock some traditional BMW owners.
It's BMW hitting the reset button, the iDrive rotary dial, that's signature tactile controller. It's gone. Most of the physical buttons are gone. It's a hyper-clean, minimalist layout.
Which means the screen is doing all the heavy lifting.
It's the command center. There's a big 17.9-inch central touchscreen. But the really futuristic element is the new panoramic vision display.
How does that work? Is it just a fancier head-up display?
It's fundamentally different. It's a projection that runs along the entire base of the windshield. It basically turns the glass into your instrument panel.
So no more instrument cluster behind the steering wheel.
Exactly. It's designed to keep your eyes forward. It puts essential info like speed right in your line of sight with customizable widgets off to the side. The whole idea is to reduce eye strain and distraction.
So it's style versus substance, but the substance is the new technology.
Precisely. And while the basic layout is shared with the iX3, the iX4 will get its own exclusive upholstery and trim options to keep that premium feel.
Okay, let's bring this all together.
To summarize this deep dive, the BMW iX4 is a pivotal model on the Neue Klasse platform. The key takeaways for you are that aggressive styling, the 800-volt architecture for super-fast charging, a potential range over 500 miles, and that radical new digital cockpit with panoramic vision.
We're expecting a debut in the second half of 2026, with pricing around $60,000 US.
Right.
So what does this all mean? The sources suggest the iX4 is positioned to be a new benchmark, leveraging sheer technical superiority, especially on charging and range. It's an aggressive play.
It is, but it raises a vital question for the market. We've established that the design sacrifices practicality, rear headroom, cargo space for style.
And that's the provocative thought we want to leave you with today. If the iX4's design compromises on utility, will its superior charging speed, its potentially class-leading range, and that stunning digital cockpit be enough to actually steal market share from the reigning champs?
The ones that have focused so heavily on maximizing space and cost efficiency.
Is technical superiority enough to overcome the demand for pure utility? It's the ultimate style versus substance test for the premium EV buyer. Thank you so much for sharing your sources and joining us for this deep dive. If you enjoyed getting this kind of specific synthesized knowledge, be sure to continue following the channel for more in-depth explorations.